Hello, Keto followers. Welcome to another episode of the Keto-Pro podcast. And this, the first in our Meet the Maker series. Today, I am joined with Hannah from FATTBAR, which is incredibly fitting as this is our first episode. And Hannah and FATTBAR was one of the first companies that we took on board at Keto-Pro. So welcome on board, Hannah.
Hi, good to see you, Richard.
Yes, you too. Great to see you again after the Keto Low Carb Festival.
Absolutely.
Yes, good. Did you enjoy?
I thought it was great. I felt really energized and it made me think about a whole load of new products. So yeah, really worthwhile going down to Bristol. Great.
Fantastic event. Yeah, fantastic event. I'm looking forward to the next in London, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be even better.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, let's cut down to business. So Hannah, the owner and creator of FATTBAR. Hannah, would you like to tell us all a little bit about what brought you into the low carb keto space and your thought process behind bringing out your product? Obviously, this is a product we've stocked since the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's a product that we believe in. And that's why we stock and promote you, obviously. But if you'd like to give us a little rundown about what brought you into the keto space and fire away.
I'll do that. Yeah. So in 2002, I was reading in my husband's BMJ about how diabetes can be reversed with a ketogenic diet. I don't have diabetes. I don't have an obesity issue, but I found it really, really fascinating, Richard. And at that time I was a lawyer and I tried keto. I just thought, well, what is this eating fat, no carb or low carbohydrate? And I did it. And the amazing thing was, what happened to me was not about weight loss or diabetes. It was how my brain worked. I had such clarity of thinking. I didn't get the highs and lows anymore. And so I just got really into keto at the time when Atkins was out. But the problem for me about Atkins was not the idea behind the Atkins diet, but was what was in his products. And so for the life of me, I don't know why, but 2004-05, I decided to give up my job and see if I could make a natural keto bar. And that is literally the beginning of my journey towards fat. And as you know, we had several developments, and then I got really into creating the FATTBAR, or FAT as we now call it, I think it must have been, I can't remember how many years ago now. I mean, when did you get going? But it's a few years.
Yeah, so I think it was around 2014, 2015,
yeah,
possibly.
That was right, because we just started to see some of our other products start to do quite well. And I thought, right, now let's spin out of that business a new product called FAT, or FATTBAR as it was then. And the thing for me, Richard, what really set me on my journey was, apart from reading the study in the BMJ, was meeting Mary, Dan and Michael Leeds. Have you heard of Dr. Michael Leeds?
Yeah.
Who wrote a thing called Protein Power way back. And I spent some time with Michael Leeds, and he said to me, and at that time I hadn't produced anything, and he said to me, try and keep keto clean. The power of keto is whole foods. The power of keto is clean products. And then, of course, the supplements, which you do, which are fantastic. And so that's how I got into this whole idea of clean keto and not using certain ingredients.
Wow, incredible. So you've been around considerably longer, a lot longer than anyone else on the market, arguably. I mean, 2002, and to quit your job as a lawyer to come into something that you believe in is absolutely incredible. So, I mean, I'm guessing there was a massive sense of passion behind, obviously, your reasoning for coming into this and putting into the product. That's a big gamble, isn't it?
It was completely mad, actually, Richard. It wasn't passion; it was insanity. I think I was having a life crisis, but I still love keto. I can't explain to you, Richard, for all the ups and downs over the years and the good times and the hard times that you and both have. We've both seen it, even since 2014. There's been some ups and downs, but that keto is so powerful. I mean, just think about what's coming through. We've got these bipolar studies, both in the UK, the USA, and Europe, which are showing at the early stage, and we're just talking a few tens of people, not hundreds or thousands, but there are tens of people going onto these restricted diets, keto diets, and they're getting phenomenal results. And it's just very, very exciting what we're seeing. So, yeah.
Keto it's a healing lifestyle, isn't it? And the weight loss, the weight loss seems to be the catalyst or the reason that bait that catches the fish, if you like. That's the reason that most people begin their journey. And it was for myself, but the reason I've stayed, and I'm guessing the same for you, is the health benefits. And every client and customer we work with, regardless of what health issue they come to me with, they end up either completely reversing, or massively improving that health marker. So this is more than just a diet. It's more than just a weight loss thing, isn't it? This is a healing lifestyle.
It really is, Richard. I think it's a lovely phrase you've just used, healing lifestyle.
Yeah.
I might have to nick it. Oh, no, it's brilliant. Because
it is.
It really does. And it's mental health. We know with epilepsy, because as you know, I work with children with epilepsy through the NHS with some of my products. But, you know, it's also just the energy you get. You're in the weight market, you're in the lifting market. The extra energy you get from being keto is just awesome. I think it's a tragedy that the health system in Britain is still fighting us. They're just fighting the evidence all the time.
It is. Unfortunately, I think it's financially driven. Yeah, and there's a big education piece, isn't there? There's a massive education piece, and education is expensive, as you and I have experienced over the years of operating a keto business. We are literally going against the grain.
We are,
which is expensive, but yeah, fantastic. So tell us a little bit about your products. I know you've got a number of them now. Tell me about the ingredients and what sets these apart from anything else on the market.
So right from the get-go, I said it had to be clean for us, because we saw it not just as a nutritional product, but as a fun product, something that you would feel. You know, I almost had this idea that keto would eventually move from being a bit weird into an everyday product. And so I came at FATT saying, I want it to be something that even if you weren't keto, you could eat. Do you follow me?
Exactly.
So what do we use? Well, we use a lot of nuts. Guess what? A lot of nuts. We use a lot of natural flavorings, obviously, and we use a lot of what we call chicory fiber, which for some people is described as inulin, which is a prebiotic fiber. Others just see it as a fiber. So in all our products, we're using inulin or chicory fiber.
Oligofructose, I think, is another term for it, isn't it? But it's all...
Yeah, it is interesting. And some of that is described as chicory fiber if it comes from chicory. Unfortunately, some oligofructose doesn't come from chicory and therefore can't be. Anyways, I won't bore you with all that. So we're just trying to use whole food ingredients. What we don't use, which I think surprises people, is we don't use any sweeteners. So that includes erythritol, sorbitol, xylitol, stevia, etc. And I'm not actually really, I'm not going to fight the system, but we just chose not to use them. I want my products to be not super sweet. That's what I'm trying to help people with, is give up that super sweet addiction, which I think can be quite difficult. But yeah, we're trying to make our products just something you can make in your kitchen. So again, trying to take away the ultra processed element, but yeah, pretty much whole food that just is without carbohydrate.
Whole foods, plain and simple, isn't it? Real food. And as you say, a product or food that anyone can consume, regardless of their diet or lifestyle. These are healthy foods for anyone, isn't it? So what's within your range then, Hannah? So I know the FATTBAR was the...
We've got our range of bars.
Here's what I prepared earlier.
Our best sellers is obviously the caramel and sea salt and the coconut bar, but we've got a raspberry bar as well, and an apple and cinnamon. And then we brought out the amazing cookies, and we've got a ginger version as well, as you well know. And I think they do quite well with you, actually.
They do, yeah. We're always out of stock of the cookies.
Yeah, and then we went a bit bonkers and did muffins. Yeah. Which actually, I think are just great. They're not our biggest sellers, but they do really well. But they're not our biggest sellers. I'm not going to lie. I love them. And then we went bonkers and did a brownie. And I think they're doing quite well with you, aren't they? Yes. I think that is, we've got a fudgy, we actually got the fudginess of a brownie without the sugar, which was just, I'm really proud of. I have to tell you, do you know how many years it took us to develop this?
Oh, I dread to imagine. Go on, hit me with it.
7 years. 7 years, honestly. And I've been through about 5 manufacturers in the process, but we finally found somebody who could do it. So there you go.
And
then
well worth it.
Well, it is. It's a cool product.
The brownies are absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning.
And then we've done the Fat Jack, which is our version of a flapjack.
Right. And one I haven't tried either. Right.
You
I'll have to. No, I don't think I've tried that one yet. It's
right. I'm going to send you a box today, sweetheart.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's kind of more like, dare I say, a kind bar. It's supposed to be a copy of a flapjack, but I think it's more like a kind bar that I know some people like. So there we go.
Fantastic. And those brownies, I'll tell you a quick little story. One of the guys that works with me on my social media, a young boy, very good runner, but he consumes carbs. Educating him slowly, but so I've got him to stop drinking Coca-Cola and other nasties. So we're gravitating into low carb slowly. But he came in recently, and I offered him one, and now he buys them by the box load.
Brilliant! I love it. Keep him going.
Yes.
Keep him going. Well, we've got some other things coming actually. So I promise you, I will send you as soon as my next new product comes out, which will be in about a month's time. We'll be sending you some, Richard. So
excellent, brilliant. So all of these, obviously, minus the Fat Jack, are currently available with us at Keto-Pro. But where can people find you if they'd like to come direct to your socials?
Personally, if they don't go to Keto-Pro, because I believe everybody goes to Keto-Pro first, of course.
Thank you.
And then if you don't, for any reason, can't get it, you would go to LiveFATT.com, which is our website. But we're also on Ocado, Amazon, and more exciting now, we're now with WH Smith Travel. So you should find us in some railways and some airports. So if you're a low carber, keto on the go, there's something for you now.
Fantastic. And what about your socials, Hannah?
Our socials, oh my God, my socials, you've asked the wrong person. I can't remember. Well, we've got LiveFATT, but I don't remember what the social thing is.
I'll tag them in the video below. No worries. We'll tag them in there. So everyone can follow FATTBAR. Brilliant. No problem.
Thank you.
Hannah, go on, fire away.
Yeah, well, I thank you very much. And I look forward to your blog and our website.
Brilliant. Yes, looking forward to that too. But
good.
Thank you for coming on. Brilliant to hear your story. And I agree. The products, as I say, one of the first that we added to the Keto-Pro range and one of our strongest products. So yeah, fantastic. If you haven't tried them yet, feel free to try them out. Hannah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, Richard. All the best.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.